first movie that you've acted in now?
No.
The second, she's done another or third or so.
2 or 3, yeah.
He did some series that.
You're an actor too now. You're acting.
Yeah, she is.
When you're ready.
Anything happening, how okay?
Nothing happening, no, nothing happening.
Let me move on. I have plenty banter myself. Bye.
Okay.
Mariam,
Yes.
how you doing?
Doing amazing.
Yes, your hair.
Thank you, YK. Thank you so much. Yes.
Tina Turner thingy going on today.
No, actually, just an African woman showing her off her Afro.
And you know what? We know is Tina Turner, but
no,
we're happy that.
No, differently, especially after watching that movie.
Yes,
I mean,
you
we
should.
need to tell our stories better and
Yes.
tell it well. I was just so impressed. That movie was brilliant.
It was.
It moved me to tears. As in movies that, you know, really grab at your emotions, that did that. I was like, I have to get my daughter to watch this movie.
I'll still go to the cinemas when
Proudly African, told the African way, and was epic. Amazing movie. Well done, Bolanle Austin Peters.
Yes,
You did a wonderful job.
the whole family, when we watched it, everybody was crying.
Yeah.
Even my brother was crying.
Goosebumps all over.
So everybody was abusing themselves. You were crying. I wasn't crying. We were all crying.
Amazing.
It's always good just to see
Yeah.
the family depicted, like one of the matriarchs in your family depicted that way.
I was just
Well
saying
done.
that we take YK for granted.
Yes.
I think we're in the presence of royalty.
Honestly.
I'm blushing.
Mataya. How you doing,
I'm
Obiajilu?
doing good. I don't have anything to say, so you can have time for your banter.
Oh,
I want to talk about your AMVC.
that's what I wanted to talk about. So last weekend, I was at the AMVCA, and I was really impressed the fact that they started on time. 7, actually, they went live, and so the doors were closed.
Okay.
I was a first-timer, so I missed the red carpet. I didn't realize that when you enter, they took pictures, you know, so I was really posing for all the pictures, thinking that I'm done, and I entered the hall. I was really happy. Oh, I got in so early, and I got a good spot. Not knowing that everybody was outside on the red carpet doing the carpet rounds. It was like 5 minutes to door closing. I'm like asking, where are they all coming from? He said, yeah, red carpet. I'm like, where is the red carpet? So on this side, I'm like, what? He said, that's what I dressed up for, the red carpet. You know, so I missed that, but it was good. At least now you know. But what impressed me most about the awards is the fact that young people were projected. Genevieve, the other young man, I think is Chimeze, Imo. These are young guys who are, and Lai, Wasabi. These are young guys who are doing well. And it just reminded me that Gen Zs, the power really is in their hands. And there's some great Gen Zs doing amazing things. And it's important for platforms like that to recognize the work they do. I love what that young man said. He said, I am an actor. I'm Chimeze Imwana. I'm an actor. See you at work. Meaning that he owns his role as an actor. Same thing with Genevieve. She deserved those awards. Breath of Life was a good movie. Jagun Jagun was a good movie. All the other movies, Mami Water, these are proudly African work. And I'm so happy that AMVC has been sustained this for 10 years.
You have arrived.
And been consistent. I'm so happy that young people are actually, they got their time on Saturday, and I was really happy to see
I
that.
heard someone on the radio talking about the actors saying, you know, what they love about them is they all go for the, whether they are nominated or not, all of them, it's an event for them. And they attend it. And that the musicians should, you know,
do that for the head.
Also do that.
Yeah.
And also, I got an award on Sunday from my church, Victory Chapel, gave me an award. It was Achievements Award for those. It wasn't just me. There's lots of other people within the church, but I was really excited. Thank you so much to Victory Chapel for that award. And we went for the Ramsey.
Which we didn't see you.
At all.
She didn't out of this.
You were not sitting with
I was
them?
there. No, so I came early.
When I
came early and I sat upstairs.
Okay, you sat with the governors.
No, the governor was on the. So I wanted to come downstairs, but you know when I'm with my Oga,
We're right in front.
Oga was like, let's go to the car. I'm like, I want to go and see the list of your view. Of course, he wasn't having it, so he just marched all of us to the car.
You didn't have any picture, nothing to
No evidence, so I couldn't take no evidence that I came for that thing. No picture.
Did you even do red carpet?
I didn't. So my guys, TVC guys interviewed me. Somebody else interviewed. A few other people interviewed me, but I didn't have my own picture.
Your own personal record.
I didn't have a picture. I wanted to come and take a picture with the ladies, but
sorry.
soldiers.
I did live.
Imagine that.
I was outside. I was watching.
Anyways, let's go on a break. But it was a fantastic movie. Well done to Bolanle Hospitals. Hopefully, we should have them on Friday to come and talk about the movie. So we're waiting for them. Either one of the actors or Bolanle herself should be here on Friday to discuss it. Let's go on a short break. It's still Tuesday. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Well, just made me shy. Let's start with the paper review. The Nation, FEC adopts CNG-powered vehicles for ministers and agencies. Yes. Labour seeks reversal of electricity tariff increase. Fubara to raise pro-panel on weekend's government. Wow. Restructuring of NYSC for future challenges starts. Finidi Mount Saddle vows rejig of Super Eagles. INEC plans new voter registration in Edo and Ondo. Atiku Obi Saraki Lamido begin 2027 coalition talks. Productivity-based wage coming for workers. Okay, which story are we starting?
I can start with the NYSC. So the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, set to be restructured to meet the demands of the future, according to the Youth Development Minister, Jamila Bayo Ibrahim, and said they have a team to undertake the review, restructuring and reforms of the NYSC, and the team will be inaugurated soon. So he announced this yesterday in Abuja, the opening ceremony of the maiden meeting of NYSC management with head of core producing institutions in Nigeria. And he also announced that 5,000 core members will have their entrepreneurial ventures funded with about 10 million naira. He says, permit me to inform us very briefly on what is to come regarding the NYSC reforms. I'm pleased to announce that I will inaugurate a team to undertake the review, restructuring and reforms of the NYSC. The first of these reforms will be centered on reviewing participants with an entrepreneurship mindset and making skills development a core of the program. It says they've always had skills development as part of the NYSC program. However, they are going to make it more so that you know that when you're coming into NYSC, it's also an avenue to generate funds for yourself and your business. So they're going to be highlighting that as well. And he was happy. Also, the Federal Capital Territory Minister, Nyesom Wike, was also happy about the decision that the NYSC stakeholders are going to be bringing to the fore so that they can improve NYSC. They're going to be having meetings to discuss on ways that they're going to also improve NYSC. So when you're coming into that program, you understand that you're not just there to just main goal and maybe do a job. You're also there to improve yourself, especially if you're entrepreneurial.
Okay, so I have a new wage system based on employee productivity in the civil service is underway, says the federal government. So we have the DG of the National Productivity Center, Dr. Nasser Raji Mustafa. He announced this at a meeting with labor correspondents. He said that the federal government is in the process of developing a productivity-led wage system that will ensure that those who are productive are rewarded for their efforts, irrespective of their grade level. So what that means is that you may be on the same level, but you can earn different salaries because of the amount of work that you put in. And so he says that this has been proposed, and this has been in the works 4 to 5 years in the works, and he was asked if this plan had involved other stakeholders. He was like, oh, definitely. They said NLC was approached, the TUC, that's Trade Union Congress as well, were approached concerning it, and they all supported this idea. They welcomed it. And they said they've gone far, to just keep talking about it. In fact, they also stop at NYC as one of the things that they speak about to preach the promotion of productivity at NYC camp. So I think, for me, I think it's a good idea to have that sort of wage system.
Major headlines. So FEC yesterday said all new vehicles, generators, or tricycles being procured by the government and its agencies must be powered by the compressed natural gas, which is the CNG, solar, electric. They made the decision yesterday at their meeting. It was one of the major decisions reached by the council before it adjourned its meeting until today. It says that, according to the source, the decision will take immediate effect with requests by the Nigeria Customs Service and Nigerian Shippers Council, an agency on the marine economy. The agency sought approval to buy hundreds of operational vehicles, and the council, according to another source, approved the request but said they must be CNG powered. As you recall, this is supposed to be the alternative source for energy for vehicles, so we can save costs on petrol. And so the federal government is taking the bull by the horn, starting with their own vehicles, cars and generators to ensure that it's CNG powered instead of petrol.
So I will take the Fubara story. Fubara has said that he's going to probe the previous administration of which he was Accountant General. He said he has now taken the fight to another, according to the nation, he has taken the fight to another level. So he says, he said this while they were inaugurating the new Attorney General. The two-man panel, three-man, approved him as the new Attorney General. He says, why are we bringing you at this very critical time? We have a lot of issues around us. We believe that you are not going to be the one that they send to service, they send service to you and you will file no prosecute. He says that's a formal notice of discontinuance. You will go and file the one that will kill us here.
All right.
He said, please defend us. We know you are going to defend us because of your record, because your record is clean and you are a gentleman and peaceful. I mean, he said a lot. I wish I could read everything to you. He says, he's happy that this is the beginning of a new era.
All right, let's move on.
Wait, as a tiny disagreement that they thought they were family, that they could, but he has now seen that there is no way to resolve it.
Wow.
There's no way, and they say it's a mistake. If this is how they make mistakes, they should continue to make mistakes.
Punch. Electricity tariff hike. FG convenes meetings as Labour threatens indefinite protests. FG may need supplementary budget to pay minimum wages, IMF. CBN may intervene as Naira slides to 1,400 Naira, over 1,400 Naira. EFCC indicts Sirika, brother in new 19 billion Naira fraud. Delta mother, 16-year-old son found dead, two unconscious. Amotekun arrests 45 suspected criminals in Ondo. FG plans performance-based salary scheme for workers. And let's take one story for the break.
Okay, I think mine is quite short. So EFCC has charged the former Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, and his brother, Ahmed Sirika. And this is a fresh charge. As we recall, he had faced EFCC with his daughter and son-in-law, and they had been, allowed to go on bail, 100 million Naira bail, and have been asked not to leave the country. And now this is a second charge. This is he and his brother, Ahmed Sirika, and the brother owns Enginos Nigeria Limited. And the story is that he used this influence, of course, to make sure that these contracts go to him. And especially a particular contract that was highlighted here is he was awarded the contract for construction of terminal building at Katsina Airport for the sum of over 1.3 billion. So,
all right, let's go to a very short break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
The show starts in 3, 2, and...
We're here again on your screens this beautiful morning doing what we do best.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Gbenga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the questions.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata bata, I go drink. So.
Okay. So now one chance for enter. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition?
Thanks for staying with us. We're going to move on now to the Punch. We're still taking a story, actually.
Yes, I have the major headline. So, organized labor yesterday called for a total reversal of the power sector privatization and recovery of all sold public electricity assets. Now, members of the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, and the Trade Union Congress, TUC, made the demands while they were picketing offices of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NEC, in Abuja, and electricity distribution companies that as discos nationwide. They also demanded an immediate reversal of the April 3, 2024 electricity tariff hike for Band A customers until certain conditions are met. Now, the terms which workers said are contained in their 2021 and 2023 agreement with the government, which included a review of the privatization of Power Holding Company of Nigeria, PHCN, de-dollarization of gas supply for electricity generation, distribution of prepaid meters to all electricity consumers, increase in electricity generation and distribution with an adequate commitment to investments in green and renewable energy sources. So in order to show their seriousness, the NLC and TUC leadership directed all electricity workers to cut off power supply to all NEC and transmission companies of Nigeria, TCN offices. They also went ahead to accuse the Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, of supporting apartheid in Nigeria. They said he should talk less about tariffs and focus on improving electricity generation in total. So they listed, everything that they are going through in the country regards to electricity, and they are saying that they are not going to step back till that review, especially with this new increment in tariff is reviewed. They are not going to step back. However, NEC had replied and said they have taken everything they've said into cognizance. They are going to be having a meeting soon, and then they'll see how they will readjust this. So I am worried that on one hand, we want to pay cost reflective. On another hand, we are quarreling about it. How will these people be able to fund themselves? Are we still going back to subsidy, back to back? We're stylishly going back to subsidy. And I don't think that would lift us from where we want to, where we are to where we want to go.
There has to be a review. I mean, sorry, a downward review somewhat. Because that was
it was too exorbitant.
It's too much. I'm paying 500,000 naira. It doesn't make any sense in 1 month.
For prepaid?
Yeah. Band A.
Off your light.
I've not paid the bill. All the lights in my house are on. Not the other lights. Off. They've opened the windows now. They open the windows.
Yeah.
Fresh air.
To manage electricity.
We are open our windows.
So, but you're lucky you are paying for what you're using.
He's like, you're sweating. You're sweating. No,
pour cold water.
Everybody's done.
Everybody's. Anyway, let's see.
You see, the thing I have, the problem I have.
It's not a hot topic, unfortunately. We have to move on.
My own is that I have to say it.
Yes.
Is your earning power is not increasing.
Yes, not increasing.
But your expenses are increasing. So what you have is reducing. It's more. This country shall
Can
I take my own story about
please, take your story, ma'am.
Mrs. Ada Ocha Idowu, she was found dead with her with one son, and 2 other sons were unconscious in the apartment. They don't know what killed them.
Wow.
The 2 ones that were unconscious were rushed to the St. Joseph Catholic Hospital. Her sister, one of her own sons was one of the unconscious ones, says her sister doesn't eat noodles, and it was not generator film, that she doesn't know what killed her. She had served them rice and stew the night before, and now they found one of the sons woke up saw that her lifeless body, started pouring water on her, and then his own limbs started to. That's how he went into unconsciousness too.
Wow.
So the police are saying they need to do a report if they want an autopsy to be done.
Okay, so I have the story of the opposition parties coming together. So key opposition figures yesterday had a meeting at Atiku Abubakar's house. He was the presidential candidate for the PDP, and he was met with Peter Obi, the former Labour Party presidential candidate also, and they also met with Bukola Saraki and also the former Jigawa State Governor Sule Lamido. So the idea really is to come back together as a coalition. They're speaking on Obi's meeting with Atiku. Paul Ibe said that they discussed proposal for a coalition. He was not conversant with the details. However, the idea really was just to bring the country together and see how they can unite. According to, they said, the center of the discussion was for the state of the nation, discuss the state of the nation, and how to reduce the suffering of all Nigerians, irrespective of class and location. If you recall, Peter Obi was in PDP during the elections towards the 2023 elections. Then he moved over to Labour Party when he couldn't get the ticket. So now everybody's coming together because obviously it's been a year into this administration and they're seeing how they can all come together, hopefully to defeat the ruling party in the coming elections. But it's important for them to have a united front. So I'm happy that they started having meetings because that's what democracy is about. Every group must be able to come together and see how they can take it apart.
Atiku's press aide gave a statement yesterday saying that it was because of Wiki Peter Obi left PDP.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, moving on now to Daily Sun. Either way, let us see what happens. Daily Sun, electricity tariff hike, organized labor grounds, discos NERC nationwide. Governor Baseki urges devolution of power. Merger speculation rife as Obi meets PDP chiefs. FG to introduce wage system for workers. Igbo women beg FG to halt insecurity killings in Southeast. Crude oil theft. NSCDC uncovers 2 illegal pipeline connection points in rivers. Enugu seals 100 billion naira deal to revive palm products from. And Tinubu backs gender equality campaign. Okay, story.
So let me take the Igbo women. Yeah, so the Igbo Women Assembly, IWA, IWA, is disturbed over the spate of killings and incessant attacks in Igbo communities by armed hoodlums under the cover of herdsmen and other criminal elements. They complained about the operational style of the military troops in the region, whom they alleged had a penchant for arresting any young man and branding the person an indigenous people of Biafra or Eastern Security Network, IPOB, member. They also lamented that many women have been rendered widows by these attackers and military operations in the region. They are appealing to the federal government to take another look at the killings and insecurity in the zone. The president of IWA, Nneka Chimezie, was the one who spoke to newsmen in Enugu, and she was wondering why insecurity and killings had persisted in the area, despite the numerous checkpoints across the nation manned by various security agencies. She was urging the operatives to step up their game or allow the people to protect themselves. She said in a situation where security operatives invade and attack innocent Igbo communities over attacks on them by hoodlums should be stopped. The same way they don't invade other communities in the north. When Boko Haram terrorists attack, they should stop invading the southeast when they have attackers. They're actually there to help protect the people, not to invade them and then start, pointing them out and killing them one by one. He also says that the tagging of all Igbo youths as IPOB members just to arrest or kill them is not right at all. Not many of them even belong or even understand what's happening in that regard. So they are saying that, for instance, says she was from Olu in Imo State. They say more than 500 youths have been killed there. If you come to some communities in Imo State, you won't even see a lot of young people because everybody is running away to avoid that. So the federal government needs to do something in terms of insecurity, especially in the southwest. She asked the question, do we take late General Sani Abacha's theory that if any insurgency lasts more than a day, that the government is involved? They need the government to speak up on this and help the people in Igbo land.
That story?
Yeah, I have a story. So the Enugu State Governor, Peter Amba, says he has begun resuscitation of various dormant companies and industries located in different parts of the state. I mean, this story gives me so much joy. It says that last week, they recorded a huge milestone where they signed a 100 billion naira deal with Pragmatic Palms Limited. So it's supposed to resuscitate the moribund Enugu State United Palm Products Limited. And this company invests multiple billions of naira to revive the asset. So what they do really is palm produce production, you know, and all that comes with it. He said that this will bring the state's economy from $4.4 billion to about $30 billion. It's the moment that they're really and truly proud of. You know, they said that this is in keeping with what the governor said when he came in during his campaign, which is to boost the economy of Enugu State. And so he's doing, people can see that he's making the necessary investments in these companies. It gives me so much joy, you know, to see that it's not just a Lagos State story. It's a story that
have other states too that are working.
So this state governor, Godwin Obaseki, has reiterated once again the need to redesign Nigeria's current system to address numerous challenges and place the nation on the path of growth and prosperity. Obaseki was speaking in Benin City, saying that the federal system and over-centralization of power was limiting the nation's capacity to realize its full potential. He was talking about all the various states, since the country's current system has expired. Unless we redesign the system, we will not get the full potential of the country. If you are relying on crude, the system should allow you to produce. So if you have crude, Zamfara State has mines and they have gold, they should own their licenses, and the federal government can help supervise it. And they can even pay up to 60% to the federal government, but at least they are mining their own minimal resources. We've been saying this for years. I'm just hoping that indeed government is able to somehow restructure the country at some point.
So the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps has uncovered 2 illegal bunkering sites in rivers. They said this was by their spokesperson, Babawale Afolabi. He says they found them on the boundaries of Rivers and Abia states. The other one was the boundary of Rivers and Abia, and then the other one was the Eche local government. He said that they were made to siphon. They would put the connection to the oil heads, and then they buried their thing under the ground, and they were siphoning oil. He said where they discovered it in a place where they had already removed the bunkering sites, and this one they had buried it. He said in the forest. He said it was discovered in the forest, and the pumping machine was taking 5,000 liters locally of locally refined petroleum in cellophane bags and a reservoir.
Okay. Vanguard. Oh, sorry, you have to go ahead.
They also recovered about 10,000 liters of kerosene stored in cooking oven, shovels, spades, buckets, and it was a whole
works. Okay. Our last paper this morning, I don't have too much time for it. Vanguard, labor protests, we talked about that. CBN will retain high interest rates to tame inflation, says Cardoso. Escalating public service wage bills, increasing costs of governance, says Akpabio. And Timu directs mandatory procurement of CNG-powered vehicles. Any story we've not taken? Okay, I think that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, we'll move on to our sponsored segment. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one better.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No. Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to sus? What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's get talk now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. Entertainment with pure entertainment. Entertainment. Join the fun.
Welcome back to our sponsored segment. So joining us on the show to tell us about his luxury prime real estate is the CEO, Luxury Prime Properties, Mr. Eze Samuel. You're welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Tell us why you're in the real estate business, why you motivated into real estate business.
All right. Why we move into real estate is because we saw a need to bridge a gap. What I'm trying to say is, you know, especially in Nigeria, it's a factor whereby people overvalue or overprice property. And I think that gap can be bridged because you check, like for example, building a terrace, a 4-bedroom terrace, you could use, let's say, 40 million naira to build it. And you see somebody putting the property for 180, 200, overvaluing those property. Like where we were based, our headquarters in Abuja, you see some properties for 200 million, a property that you can easily sell for 100 million. And it's now become, exactly, so it becomes difficult for people to get into real estate year after year. So we want to bridge that gap. Yeah, we make profit, but also it should be affordable for people and not compromise quality also. So that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah. Tell us about the Luxury Prime.
Okay, Luxury Prime started in 2019. We actually started at a shortlet service. We're offering shortlet service where guests come and have a stay in Abuja. So we decided that in 2021, we moved into the development, sales of land and houses, because most of our guests in the shortlist started asking, how could we get properties? And based on the trust we built with them, you know, we were able to create that pivot into development of houses and property. And currently we are in Abuja, Lagos, and in Kigali, Rwanda, and trying to do more. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Rwanda is a new destination.
I'm telling you now.
Yeah, yeah.
So how much does a plot of land cost, and is there any payment plan available?
Yes, there is a plot of land, depending, it's relative. Like for Abuja, there's a place called Idu. There you could get a plot now for 10 million naira. And we have affordable houses for as low as 50 million naira. 60 million, 70 million.
I like
Yes.
the affordable in Abuja.
Yes, in Abuja. So that's what we're trying to do. We don't want to compromise quality, but also want to give affordable properties to people. And the good thing about it is that we give a payment plan, like a 40% deposit, and you could spread the rest across 12 months. Yeah. Also, we have off-plan projects whereby, you have the liberty to choose how you want your design to be. Your kitchen, you could say, okay, I need a bigger kitchen, I need a bigger space. You understand? You could redesign your property to suit your needs. So that's what we're trying to do and putting in the market.
An amazing niche, that making sure you bridge the gap between property and how much people can afford. But I would like to, so people are hearing and excited and are wondering, how can we reach you? We want to buy properties from you.
Okay, there are different ways. We're on all social media platforms at Luxury Prime Prop. So once you check at Luxury Prime Prop on Instagram, at Luxury Prime Prop, Lux Prime Prop on Facebook, you can always reach out to us even on X. Okay, the phone numbers. You can also call 080 66 275 275. 080 66 275 275.
Aside real estate, what else do you do?
I started in the IT space. I actually got an award in 2022 for the highest P2P transaction for INERA, the award that the CBN gave. For INERA, yes. Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I've been in the IT space. So from the IT, we just pivoted into real estate because we saw that need. In Abuja, I don't know if it's here, you will see a lot of empty apartments that nobody's occupying.
Because they're so expensive.
They're so expensive and the owners don't really want to sell and all. So that's why we want houses that people can actually live in, grow their family there.
Yeah. You have houses in Lagos?
No, we have an estate in Lagos, but not houses relatively.
Estate.
Yes.
So this one that Wike is demolishing left, right, and center, I hope your properties are safe.
No.
Which area are you?
Wike is demolishing mostly the shanties because they are not on the layouts. You understand? It's not like it's demolition because in Abuja you have to get all proper building plan approval
before you are
even allowed to build. You can't build anywhere. Before you start building, you see them coming to you and where's your approval? So we always get our approvals before building.
So in short, you are in Abuja, the seat of power. That's where the money is flowing.
So would you say your IT experience and background has helped you in your business?
Yes, it did very well in the sense of possibly advertising, getting investors, clients, and all. Because we have a big clientele now in our properties here.
What are the certifications that will come when you purchase a property, especially in the prime estate?
Okay, you get upon delivery, if it's for an off plan, you get a copy of the CFO. That's the certificate of occupancy. You get your deed of assignment, and you get your deed of partitioning. So those are the documents you give, and the contract of sale also. So these are the documents you get. That's upon delivery for our house. Most of our houses are off plan. So we build it like people buy as we are building. Like currently we are in Abuja, we are building 273 houses in total. That's what we're building currently. So people buy as you are building those properties.
Okay, so we have to wrap up. Was there anything we've missed out that you'd like to share?
No. Right. Thank you so much.
So finally, just give us a phone number again. So
okay, 080.
It's your time also. Use your time.
080 66 275 275. 080 66 275 275.
Easy number.
Yeah, easy number. I don't even have to write it down.
Yes,
because my own brain don't they fry.
Yeah.
Oh, now you admit that your brain is frying. I always told you that. You never admit.
Our time is coming.
Let's go on your break.
Patience.
Let us go.
Larry.
Patience is
Let's
your name.
go on a break. When we return, what's our hot topic of the day? Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's
I can
all
use
we can
Nigeria,
take.
but I choose to
Ejek,
stay.
can close the show, you for that long.
Ladies and gentlemen, at number 1, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine.
Carbon. For 48-hour deep moisture. A fresh skin feel.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Made Kuti in the view. It's still 7 of 7, and we've been doing a whole lot of protesting. The only thing that remains is just to carry placard.
It's about 5 or 7, to be honest. Because, ask your question. I have so much to speak about once we finish.
We will not give you the time because it's 7 of 7.
I will make the time now. He said he will not ask questions about science.
No.
About neuroplasticity.
And based on
He asked a question that was subjective about high life, and he did not finalize his answer about a Kuti question where there are only 3 of us.
Editor, scratch this part out.
That could have possibly composed the music.
Editor, scratch this part out.
Stupidity is an act of ignorance.
Hey God, Made.
Was composed by which Kuti?
Femi Kuti.
These are your final answer.
God, I'm Shion Kuti. No, wait, Femi Kuti.
You said
Femi
Shion
Kuti.
Kuti.
Wait.
You can't be allowed.
No, you've
You
not
can't
asked me
guess
anything.
everyone.
You've not asked me anything. So my final answer.
No. All I have to say is this show is really about drinking.
Yeah, that's the whole idea.
The questions don't matter.
That's the whole
Justice
idea.
is out the window.
We throw caution to
We
the
have
wind
no
right
morals here.
On the 7 of 7.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues,
Thanks for staying with us. So there's a viral video circulating on social media showing a woman lamenting the demolition notice served on her property in Lagos State. Allegedly, she just bought the property 2 months ago. According to her, they bought that property in February and we've been only there for 2 months. All the hard work, all the sleepless nights, everything. If you're in Lagos, you know how much property is in the Tiosa. And so she was just crying and the video went viral. And what really struck us was some of the comments, you know. Yes, we've been on this table where we've had the commissioner from Lagos State come on here to tell us the reasons why they're demolishing some of these buildings. We've come on this show to also teach and educate Nigerians on how to ensure they get the right properties. But unfortunately, this woman who just bought her house in February is crying because she's been served demolition notice. What are your thoughts on this? Because some of the comments that struck us is the fact that people were saying, why are you investing in Lagos? You shouldn't be buying property there. They are wicked people. You shouldn't be... you shouldn't put your money with Africans are wicked to each other. The comments are really interesting. So it's just it's an opportunity to have a conversation again. So to help us put things in proper perspective. You can call us on 081-0764-1679, 090-241-63440. You can also tweet to us at TVC. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read the tweet. All right, what are your thoughts on this video? It was quite heart-wrenching to see a woman.
Yes, and she looks so young. So I'm thinking this is maybe a young couple, starting off their family. They've made some money, able to get maybe their very first property. And then to hear that in only 2 months, that property, they'll have to vacate the property. And I'm wondering the process that they went through to get the property. Do they even know what they need to do, like the papers that they need to get in order to acquire property? I think that there are many of us, who don't understand that it's not enough to just say, oh, I'm that place, and the person says to you, okay, it's mine and I'm selling. But you need to get lawyers involved. There are offices you need to go to make sure that the papers that you're getting, shows you the state of the property, if that property is even meant to be there, or if there's a situation or if there's a problem, on that property. I don't think a lot of young people who are just coming into their own actually know that. And so they are likely to be the ones that are vulnerable to wicked people. You see, our last sponsored guest that just left was talking about in Abuja. It was, you mentioned that, the papers and everything. He says, no, in Abuja, once you start off, they will come to you to get your necessary papers. So this thing about, people not raising property or buying property and then finding out that it's on government demolition list, I think I don't want to say peculiar to Lagos, but there's a big problem in Lagos. People are scamming people on that level.
I think it's even peculiar to Lagos because it wasn't planned. Abuja was planned. Remember when Rufai was in charge?
Yes, I don't want to say peculiar to Lagos. I don't know if it's happening in other states apart, Abuja is the only one who can say it's not happening like that. So that's why we will need government to do better in making sure that people are protected from people like this.
So I'll let you come in. So there's a Lagos master plan. There's a plan, but it was just never enforced. Because you have people in government who just say, don't worry, we'll just find a way to let it. So there's a plan in place, but it was actually not enforced. But in Abuja, there's a plan and it is being enforced, and everybody's aware of the plan, and you can't just build anywhere.
What I want to say here is, you see, don't go to Lagos State. When you want to buy the property, don't go to the Lagos State government. Because that's where you will just enter
one chance.
Get a lawyer.
Yes.
The lawyer will take you through property. It will take you through each step. The lawyer will go and do the due diligence that you
on your behalf.
That if you go and meet an official, the official will say, no, don't worry. Sometimes you will see they are built, you will see some cement or something or bricks on the land. You say, what's this? They say, don't worry. They will say, no, don't worry. It's just before. So they are just, because everyone is interested in himself.
What they can get.
Not about you. So when you first put that one in perspective, everybody's fighting for myself, not for you. Then you will now, before you go and buy the property, you will check. Because I really feel sorry for those people from the Mende, Maryland. Those were, the property was sold by the real estate developers. Those real estate developers, they are only thinking of their pockets. They're not going to return your money. Then he will now come and...
I sent a video to the group where the commissioner himself had a meeting telling them, hey, listen, these places you guys are building, you don't have papers. Asking them, do you have the paper? He said, I don't have it. Do you have paper? He said, I don't have it.
Go ahead.
And they go ahead and build.
Morayo, you see that video? Those were the developers, not the tenants.
The tenants, God bless you.
The people that bought the house.
So
those ones...
the culprit,
Yes, they are the culprits. They are the ones.
That's
what to make their money and go.
Agongi, you will see the houses are built on the canal. So Lekki floods, Agongi floods.
So if they come there, they are definitely going to be demolishing a lot.
You understand what I'm saying? And it's somebody that sold the land to them. It's someone that sold the property to them.
They relocated, I'm sure. Many of them are from.
So they sell in a hurry.
They gather the money and they carry the families to Canada.
So when I saw the video, I was really pained because I understand what it means to, especially in these times, to count money and buy a property. And I know one of the reasons many people want to buy their own property is it takes away that rent that you're paying every year. Every year you're counting school fees, you're counting rent and all of that. But if you have your own property, you know that half of your problems, especially in a city like Lagos, is solved. Even if you drink garri in your bedroom, nobody knows and all of that. And I remember when I was, we're about to get our own property, it was Nima who I contacted as a lawyer that see what's happening. So she did a search. That's what they call doing a search. Me, I know that I don't have energy to go into government's office to go and be asking. Even if they cheat me, I will not know. So she handled it. She kept, there was a particular place we saw that I really loved, But then she came back and said, there's a problem in this property. Government wanted to do something in this property and all of that. It didn't pain me, but I had to let go. Of course, I'm not working to come and throw away my money. Yeah. But also, I realized that sometimes you even do that search and you don't really see anything. So this is why I'm going to be holding government accountable. You don't allow things to decay very badly. Then when you wake up, every other person pays for it. Yeah. You must be responsible, first of all. Make the plans known. There are certain areas that they have earmarked for. There was a particular property I was looking at the time, just a plot of land. They had earmarked the place for agriculture in the next how many years on the island there. And people are selling. People are already building there. Do you know, I had bought before I did the search, right? But thankfully it's a plot of land. They've been calling me now, come and put block, come and build something. Me, I know that I'm not going to put 50 kobo on that land because any day government wakes up, they will demolish everything that is there. But the last time I went to check the place, people have built houses, and it's either they don't know or they know and they feel government will not wake up.
Or next 20 years.
Or next 20 years.
Or I think what's happening, developers understand that government will come. But they're thinking, I'll raise this property, sell it, make my money, then those people will face government whenever government. So you're deliberately scamming people. That's how I see it.
It's a scam.
Yes. And again, you see, another part I'd like us to touch on is the fact that we Nigerians sometimes, we don't like to take that extra effort in doing the due diligence. Yeah. So something as simple as getting hired in TVC. You want your daughter to work in TVC. Okay, you don't go online, www.tvc.com, while you're hiring. You don't bother to check because, hey, I know Mariah now. Just call Mariah. Mariah, please, just I want to, can you hire her? Let her just come over. Now we'll come too. I'll be the one to help her print out her CV. I'll do everything for her. She'll say, something basic. And people saw my picture on a university promo for a university. They saw the promo. The promo had phone numbers, it had links, it had websites, it had everything. Yeah. No, I was like, I know Mariah. You call Mariah's number. I'm like, they paid me for it. I have no clue. Doing that extra work of www.information. How do I find it? They don't trust it. Nigerians, we want something that is tangible. I know Mariah. Let me call her. I don't want to go online to be asking for, because the truth is that if you check online or you go, you find out some of this information are available. Yeah. If you check it, but it's just a check. We don't want to. Just rather call somebody. Okay, I'm sending your start to you. Hire her, let her just start working. It doesn't work that way. There's a process.
Yeah, if you can't do it, you can also get somebody to help you do it. Get a professional who handles it to help you.
I want to agree with you in the fact that government shouldn't allow it to go on. They should be watching it when you don't see, because it is so painful to build property, and then they will come and demolish it. No compensation. It's painful. I mean, look at how that woman is crying. She has a problem. She's saying her son, what is she going to tell her children?
New house.
Do you know they would have spent money, they would have all the things that they put inside the house,
interior
TV, everything. Yeah. Now, where are they going to go? That's just on one level. Now, where are they going to go? They have probably used all their money.
Exactly. Before, now when you're buying a property, it's basically all your money.
Also, if you remember that someone was telling me something that back then, before the president, when he was governor, he went to go and help to reclaim that Lekki area. It was all beach, it was all sand. Okay. We were all growing up saying that there was nothing there. He had to go and negotiate with the others that listen, let us develop. Let us have development in this area. And that's how we started the building. But people they've taken advantage of this Lekki area and built on areas that shouldn't be built on. Yeah. But unfortunately, government did not wake up on time.
Yes.
And they've been allowing them.
Some parts of government enable them.
Of course. Some of them even corrupt, collecting money from this enabler. So they're all part of it. Everybody's a culprit. But unfortunately now, my question is, now that government has woken up, who who should take responsibility? Should government compensate? How does government say, okay, we have a part in this, let us give you this amount of money, let us help you. It was our people that gave you the wrong documentation, or it was our people that enabled this, it was our fault. Can we hold government accountable in this regard?
I believe so. I would hope so. You know, I'm not a lawyer, but I would hope so that the government will be co-conspirators. Because if a person can show papers that have been given by the state government and signed by the office, then definitely you are aware that that person, you know, you are aware of that building being erected on that land or that particular property. And so if a person is able to take them to court, you know, I feel that government should be able to pay something. And because government always gets away, you know, that's why it doesn't bother them. If someone loses their job or is made to pay a huge amount of money, maybe they'll be more careful next time when people come and get all these kind of shady papers. It's unfair, really, to have people just bear the brunt by themselves. And then the developers themselves, how are they able to get away? I hope that, you know, you still have information on those who have sold this to you so you can drag them from wherever they are. They must pay for this. It's unfair.
Let me take this call from Ray. It's calling from Allen. Good morning, Ray.
Yeah, good morning, lady.
Good morning, you're live.
Yeah, good morning, Mariah. Good morning, Jenny.
Good morning.
In the studio. Yeah, you know, I actually watched the clips. You know, it's so pathetic, right, in this side of the world that things like this will be happening. But am I well to say that the problem is not the builder? There are times when you go, all these government officials, because of corruption and the money they want to eat, you go there and they know what is there. Like there's a lady in the studio that said, at times, when you go there, you see, there are times you go to do your search, you don't see all those things being put there. And you go ahead and pack away with money. It's more easy to come up and see the lady crying. One thing I want to say is that those government officials are the ones that are cripples there. They collect money and hide some information. And they don't give you all what they want to do. If you don't approve it, because you wouldn't tell me that, no, by the time anyway you want to build, by the time you start your foundation, you just see them pass from nowhere, they'll come and mark, seal for you to pay unnecessary dues. And by the time you finish thing and erecting this structure, the same people will come and mark those structures for demolition.
Thank you very much, Ray. It's also a collapse of local government function. You know, because just like you say in Abuja, before you even start, somebody's not as if Wike is the one watching. There are people. Same here, the local governments should be empowered to know when something is coming up. You come and ask questions before you even go too far.
So, you know, when I was in Texas, we passed some areas where I saw that they had condoned off mass. The land was so massive, like I was wondering what was going on there. And, you know, my sister was explaining that this is government has a plan for this place.
Reserved.
Yes, reserved area. They may not even touch it in the next 100 years, but nobody dares to go to that place. Now, the government knows the areas they want reserved for certain, whether it's for the canal they want to build or for the bridge they want to build tomorrow. What's stopping them from marking those areas? What? Nothing. That's also a part of their responsibility. You mark it off. If any developer will get seven head enters that place, then you arrest the person and ask what you are looking for there. That's one hand, though. Let me just finish. Then also, some of these properties have family involved in it. So some of these properties are actually family properties. I don't know how families own properties, you know. I have a family that own property. I didn't know how they came about it, but I guess it was my grandfather's, you know, property and all of that. Now, the government may want to use that family property for something, and the family is not aware. Then the family decides to start selling their property because they need money. They sell to innocent citizens. Now, government comes back tomorrow and reclaims the property that is, after all, government owns everything. They can take anything they want at the time that they want it. So the stakeholders involved, whether the government wants a particular property that belongs to a family, they should tell the family that we have earmarked this property, we're going to be using it for agriculture in 100 years.
I think there's a law that after 100 years, the government can reclaim. Yes, they just come and wake up.
Before the law, even before the law. So the particular one I bought now, I bought from a family.
99 years.
Right? I bought from a family. A family sold to me. Family did not tell me that government had earmarked the place for agriculture till I paid the family. Now, I went to do a search and found out that that place is a no-go area. But then family had collected money from me. So it's not just a conversation of, you have to ask the indigenes of the place and discuss with the owners if you need as a government to pay them off for that area, and then you keep it and reserve it. When those areas are reserved, nobody will go there and remove what government has put to start selling to people. That's one way the government must protect their people.
Let me take this call. I'll come to you. I have a call. Good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Good morning. I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I think people need to do their research properly. I live in an estate that's quite old, and our estate manager has told us for a long time that a portion of the land is going to be road. So now they marked it for demolition on this coastal road and told us that it has been like that for a while. Now there are 2 duplexes that were built close to us. They put for sale on that duplex for 2 to 3 years. People who build bacha around that place keep telling people who come and inspect the house not to buy that house because it's marked for demolition. To my surprise, last month they were sold, 2 months ago, they were sold the one, and it's marked for demolition now. It has been a road more than 10 years in the government plan. I met a lawyer who administers one of the property around here that was angry that the owner has refused him to sell the property, saying, if not, they wouldn't have destroyed, they wouldn't have taken over the land. So there are people who know and are willing to sell it to unsuspecting buyers. I just feel for them because it's going to be destroyed and they are barely being able to do.
Thank you very much, Vivian.
To do that, just stop the locals around.
Thank you very much, Vivian.
Yeah, what she said.
I didn't hear a lot, but I'm sure our viewers probably heard that properly. But the truth is that Lagos is a city that gets visitors thousands every day.
Yeah.
They all can't go and sleep under the bridge. They all come to Lagos because they want to be successful. They squat with an uncle for a while. After a few years, they have enough money. They want to buy their own house and build houses. So there's a demand, whether we like it or not. People want to build houses. Now, it's either government begins to build up, because that's what they were doing abroad. People are having projects where now have high-rise buildings, because we can't keep occupying one land, one family. It doesn't make any sense. Have bungalows spread across towns. It doesn't make any sense. We have to start going up, because that's the only way we can accommodate the influx of people across the nation coming in daily. This city cannot accommodate it anymore.
You see, the thing is, Lagos gone, we are not, this master plan that you are talking about, they did not stick to it. They're gone, they're not sticking to it. Because I want to give you an example of Ikoyi. Ikoyi is it's supposed to be low houses. But what do you have there now? High rises. So the people with the low houses, you have people looking into your house, because that was not really the master plan. So when they want to give people approval to build those houses, go to new areas. Let them go to new areas. Don't give them the place that...
You can't go and do high-rise in Lekki, water area. They're not. It's like the hardest ground you can do that.
But Fashola was doing high-rise by that place by the bridge now.
I'm sure they have.
Reclaimed land.
Yeah, well, but that's true. Reclaimed land, because Dubai has reclaimed land anyway, so they have high-rise in Dubai. But
so the high-rising, you're right. I mean, we need to start, in Lagos State, buildings have to start going up. But, for me, it's not even about that. This particular conversation is about those who are scamming people, knowingly, deliberately scamming people. So you mentioned, buying lands from family. We know people who own land have been known to sell to people knowing fully that government is not, has reserved those particular areas. So it's not just the government, even the community people are in on it. This is a major scam that's going around. Government needs to do better in making sure that, they are able to find these people that sell properties to people like that. That's on one hand. Then we have the developers, because there's this particular building that's going up. I don't want to say it's here, but that building has been reported. You see government has signed, put an X on it. At night, they work. They keep building that.
They don't care.
They keep building that property at night. So what's going to happen if government is not doing the work, paying attention frequently, is that they will finish that, sell to unsuspecting people, and then a few years later, government appears and they're in trouble. So government cannot just do the job once in 3 years. You have to be there every other day to make sure that people are not going behind your backs and doing what they're
Justice. Good morning, Justice. You're live. Thanks for calling. Oh, I lost that caller. I mean, you're very... See, some of these people see land that is bare. I mean, there's a land in my mom's near my mom's house. It's been there forever. When we moved there in the 80s, it was there and it's still there till tomorrow. Nothing has happened. I don't know who owns the land. We don't know who. We just know the land has been there. Now, we don't know. The point is that somebody can be very unscrupulous person can just say, you know what, I'll go and sell the land to somebody. Someone start building, and maybe the real owner or even government says, don't build in this area because there could be a reason. I don't even know the reason. But I know it was never, ever used. So we need to also be careful before you start putting out money. Hey. Get a lawyer first.
Yeah, definitely.
The lawyer will do the due diligence for you before you start buying, because don't just go to pay to any family, because the people are very unscrupulous. And they believe that next 30 years government is not ready, because once government wakes up, and unfortunately the law will support government. If government has woken up to its responsibilities,
and sometimes there's some
all land, any land that you buy,
government
just first of all, no, it's 99 years.
Yes, after
any
that,
land, so just start counting from the day you buy it.
Yes.
Government, 99 years.
Yes, to come
and revert.
Yeah.
Government. True.
I have a Olabi from Bella. Good morning, Olabi.
Hello, good morning.
You're live.
Good morning.
And get some volume.
Volume. What really happened, I think, is the government official. What we are discussing really happened to. They wanted to solve a complex. I went to go and do my own search. Later, I discovered that they are about to start a 2-lane on that road from Aku to Shasha Road. So they have to go. Even the person that I said that this is free, that they cannot want to erect it at the back. I said, there's no way they will erect or canal at the back and this complex at the front. I called someone again from inside and through the grill in Gawad. So the guy called me that, okay, well, I do what you are doing now. That thing, there's a plan of 2 lanes going from Akomodo to Shasha. I have to go extra mile and search everything. At the end of the day, the developer just wants to sell the complex and just go away. Because they have already get the story that they are building a place just to sell for and just move away. So the government officials really accomplished all these things. They accomplished all this.
They accomplished.
Thank you. I have a very, very Lagos.
Whoa. Again, we didn't hear him very clearly, but I'm sure our viewers probably heard him having issues hearing in the studio. But yes, let's take a few comments before we wrap up on this segment.
Okay, Oladidi says, I'm not a fan of a high-rise structure in Nigeria. High-rise, no electricity, no water. The risk increases tremendously in emergency situations. Chorus says, since the space in Lagos is getting jam-packed, hence I made the suggestion. I think he has suggested that Lagos and Ugu come together so that they will now be called the Lagoon States.
Looking for trouble.
No space, exactly.
Moses Lawal says, a portal was launched some months back to allow people verify their status of land in Lagos State and puts the link landonline.lagostate.gov.ng. So if you are in Lagos State and you want to buy a property in Lagos State, please just make sure.
So Repairers Light Chapel says, Nigerians should do the right thing. People should go to Surveyor General's office in Alausa, Ikeja. They told us the land we bought at Okwaja is under accusations, and many people know about that.
So the officials too, you know, they too, you see, and that's where I want the government to act on. When a person like this woman has a problem, who sold her the land first?
Yes, it is.
Start to prosecute these people.
Yeah. True.
You know, if they too will stop it.
Yeah.
Go to where she bought the land. Who gave her the approval?
Absolutely.
Who gave them the approval so that this kind of scams will not happen? Because this is a poor young girl.
Hey.
What is she going to do? I would hate to be in her position.
Yeah.
You know, I would hate to be in her position. I see houses. You know that you are supposed to give a lay-by from the road. I can't remember how many meters. They will build it on the road. The government will now come and knock the wall down.
Knock the road.
Say they are knocking your house down. You will build the house on the road.
And if we keep allowing just the people who are, you know, who have bought the properties to be the sole victims of this situation,
the brunt.
Yes, to bear the brunt. You keep having scams like this because they know that they will get away with it.
All right, that's all.
Work on it, please.
That's all we can take on this. We just hope that, you know, she's somewhat compensated either by government or family somehow, because it's really painful to have that kind of investment and see it demolished just in 2 months. Let's go on a short break now. We'll come back with our next topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
This is 7 of 7. My name is OJ, and signing a sobriety into my hands tonight on this social experiment called the 7 of 7 is Owen G. What is the name, or what was the name? You see, I want to make them better now.
Rockheart.
No, of the goat when they brought it on stage.
The name of that goat.
Yeah.
We should go there.
No, that one easy now.
I'm just drinking this so that I can ask him my own questions. It's not because of
Buga.
He didn't get it. You know. Okay. Mention 10 female stand-up comedians in Nigeria. See, just mention their stage name. If you annoy me, you will mention their real names and the year they started. And if you annoy me further, you mention the names of their husbands and the names of their children. Try me now. Okay, mention their name.
No, let's just.
No, wait. No, don't. No. Name, real name, stage name, husband name, children name. 10 of them.
Even the 10. That's a lot.
Eh?
That's a lot.
Did I cut your question for you?
Yes.
When you were happy now. With your hunchback.
That was it.
You are wasting time. We don't have time. See, my brother, before we go on a commercial break, you are stubborn. And I told you since. The fact that you play this your hair does not mean. You understand? See this bad hair you are looking at. It's experience. I've suffered before you.
But I try now.
When you there during the military era of Abacha and Babangida, you know what happened?
I be Gen Z.
So that Gen Z, I will remove 4 out of 10.
That's like
4 out of 10 they passes. Don't drink this thing. Where baby you are on here. Drink out. If I land you.
Thanks for staying with us. So many Nigerians in the last 1 week or so have received their Band A bills. Many of them are clamoring on social media on all the bills that is coming through for them. And we're going to open our phone lines right now for Nigerians to call in to tell what exactly are you doing concerning this Band A, new Band A lifestyle, Band A rules, Band A scheme, Band A methodology, Band A system in your house. What are you putting in place? How are we going to, I don't want to say resist this or fight this, or how are we going to let them know how we are feeling? It is pinching our blood. You can call us on 0810764 1679 0902416340. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweet. This show, this moment right now, is for you to express your thoughts on the Band A experience that your family, loved ones are going through. Please, we'd like to hear your views. YK, let me start with you.
Please,
How is your band,
I'm just sending my secretary a text as our NEPA bill come. Let me.
So, I mean, I was telling you guys, mine came, it was actually 480,000 naira for the month of April. And that was like similar to all the other members now. So we have this small mini estate, about 12 of us. And we've not paid, though. We are still here. We're still looking at ourselves. Everyone's just, we don't even know what to do. So
how are you sure you're on prepaid? We're not prepaid.
We're on postpaid.
Because the bill comes. Normally you buy your card and
prepaid, yeah, is what we had in the previous house.
Yes.
But, so we should get we don't have a meter. So we have the check meter. They have a meter that for all of us, right? And there's something called a check meter where you can now know which what each of you are consuming. Okay. So they now multiply your consumption with the rates. And for us was crazy. It was outrageous.
But were you the only people with that kind of high bill?
No, all of us, we think it was about all of 410, 406, all of that. Like, we had the highest, of course. Brown was not having it. In my house, but so right now, in my house right now, the rules are all the windows are open. As I speak to you, all the windows are open. Usually we locked up all our windows. All the air conditioners are on in the afternoon. No air conditioners in the afternoon. Air conditioners go on only when you're ready to sleep. Now the kids can come to my room to sleep, but we allow them to use their own AC. But heater, only my heater is allowed. Okay. And you want to have bath with warm water, come to my room to bath. Okay. You know, no more. Then all that washing back to back, everyday washing. You stopped heavy. It was now Saturdays and Wednesday. Now washing is only Saturdays.
Yeah, but you still wash the same volume. You would have washed.
Yeah, but you see now we are splitting it. So the ones you can use your hand to wash, you wash. The ones that washing machine will wash. But all of us, and now everybody go and pack clothes to wash because we cannot all start putting everything in washing machine anymore.
So that's what you're doing.
That's what I'm doing. What are you doing?
Oh no, I'm not part of you. I'm prepaid, and then also we're on band B, but we're actually band it because we're supposed to be on band B, but we don't get the light. So yes, we're bandits because our own is please give us this light. But you know, this conversation just made.
You don't have light in Alaka Estate.
Oh, I feel. Do you know we are at House of Reps? We have carried our problem to the House of Reps now.
Wow, that's
at the level that we're dealing with the issues in Alaka Estate. So sometimes, you know, they'll give us light, you know, enjoy it for a bit, you start to get comfortable, then they take it. Before you know it, it's one infrastructural issues really, I think is what is happening to us. But, you know, I was just thinking this new bill is that be careful what you ask for. What came to me, you know, a lot of us were like, give us the light, we'll pay
for it.
We know what, at least we see it and then we pay for it. So now we understand that electricity is expensive. So there are two things. Since it's not something that they have put a gun to our heads, then you change your band, Abby. Can't you port? You port from a higher band to a lower band. That's one. Then secondly, the lifestyle changes that you're doing right now is important. You know, turning off the lights, turning off your ACs, is something that we don't do here. It's so hard. You just want to walk into a cold room, so you switch the AC before. You switch the AC.
We don't do that.
You switch the AC before, so that when you walk in, it's
we don't do that. I'm not careless.
No, I'm not even talking of just you. Just generally, Nigerians. That's
yes,
the
we're very
attitude
careless.
we have, you know, towards how we use electricity. So now we understand how expensive our lifestyle is, and we'll make those necessary adjustments. But also, we've read in the papers that. The electricity companies, have been known to overcharge, especially for those on postpaid. So, for me, it will be for you to go to their offices and make sure that you're not being overcharged for what they have given you. Because with postpaid, when there's light, when there's no light, you're still billed. That's what happens. So
let me take Festus from K2. Thanks for calling, Festus.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good people.
Go ahead, you're live, sir.
We have enough water resources in Nigeria. Why can't we use hydro? We have enough rivers. Cross River, Imo River, no dam. Yes. Why must we go for gas? Because when the prices are up, then they are bound to increase your electricity because that is the source of, you know, powering that life. Then, let me tell you, there is slavery in Nigeria.
This is slavery?
Slavery.
Slavery in Nigeria.
How so?
You we were colonized by the white people. Now we are the one colonizing ourselves. Is it compulsory that somebody must put you where you don't belong? They say they put you on band-aid. Is it compulsory? Is it mandatory? Can't you have that freedom, that choice?
You can choose.
Based on your pocket.
You can choose.
It is slavery. Whatever name it is slavery. When you are being forced to take something. It's black man slavery. Let me tell you, they cannot supply 20 hours, 24 hours. They are enslaving you because you have no choice.
Yeah, than to stay there.
And we say we are democracy. What type of democracy? Now, give me time. Let me contribute to your former
Thank you, Mr. Festus. You know, based on what he said, they should make us choose what band we want to be. Number one, number two. Sorry.
Isn't it a choice?
No, it's not a choice though.
Push people into the band.
Based on the ability to pay, those who, especially those estates and groups, areas that have been consistent in payment, they feel that okay, you have the money, you're in band A. But now, he said something that I think was also important. The minister himself said we need money. They are not liquid. They need money to fix the infrastructure that's been dilapidated for years. Okay, can't you ask us to donate money for you?
So that you keep paying?
Give us create a fund. Nigerians, we need liquidity to pay. Donate at your own discretion. Donate money. Instead of billing me.
No, that's the donation.
No, don't bill me times 4 what I'm paying.
So me, I'm not using that light. You want me to put money in the fund for you that you're using
No, every Nigerians want electricity, yes or no?
Yes.
The infrastructure to give us better electricity is moribund.
Okay.
To get the money to fix it, get Nigerians, tax us, give us this electricity tax. I'd rather pay a certain percentage of tax than you billing me times 4 because I used to pay 100,000 naira. I used to pay 120 maximum before. Now you give me a bill of 480,000. Where am I going to get the money from?
So it's not practical.
Right? How is it not practical? It's tax.
No. Listen, we don't need to pay tax for it. We need to pay for what we use, which is why they started this cost-reflective payment. The problem is a lot of us are still not paying. We're still not, we're paying, but we're not using, we're not getting what we're paying for. There are lots of people that in that band A have complained that they've barely even seen lights since they started, but then...
It's supposed to be 20 hours.
Exactly. Right? Some are not getting up to 20 hours, some are not getting up to 10 hours, but they have increased the price. So the way to balance it is, Shebi is business. This is business. We're seeing it as a social welfare scheme. Electricity is not social welfare. It is business. So I buy light the way I buy my data. I use it. I'm paying for it. Now I can choose. That's why they're asking that everybody gets a meter. So I can choose prepaid meter. So I can choose whether to put on my light, use it or not. If I'm traveling, I pack up my house and my electricity stay there till I come back, right? So the problem is get the infrastructure ready. That's what I would have said before.
You don't have the money to get it ready now. That's what they're saying.
Why did they send NEPA to them now?
NEC is the one that is...
You see, the problem is when they privatize this thing, they came in as businessmen without the knowledge of electricity.
Certainly, Adelawa has confirmed that.
So now, we are not the one... They want it to be enjoying and living large. We are now the people that they are now turning the software.
Yes.
Why?
Let me add something small.
Before you add, let me take Tony. He's been holding forever. Good morning, Tony. You're live. Oh, we lost that call. I'm sorry, Tony. Go ahead,
So I use a generator and I use a solar system as well as electricity, right? And I've calculated that if I have light 24 hours a day, I would spend less compared to what I'm spending now using the generator and the solar and inverter panel, because every few months I have to change my inverter batteries and all of that. That one is costing serious money. Then the diesel that I'm buying alone is running like, when you're mentioning figures, I just laugh because I'm running almost the same thing. And I also have a problem with the currency, current very low, which I cannot pump my water for using the washing machine. So I have to resort to generator for certain things, right? But if in my calculation, if I'm giving, I'm able to pay cost reflective, for instance, and I opt to be in band A, I will still save money compared to what I'm spending now with the additional generator and solar inverter panel and all of that. So the idea is it's business. Now you know how to ration as you buy. you are able to ration it. Nobody is calculating money based off of, because this is your bill now that they're giving to you. It's possible some people who have stolen connected lights in different areas, all the bills, see, everything that comes into the meter is what comes into the transformer, is what comes to your estate, and they share it accordingly. Some persons who may have had opportunity to steal, maybe not in your estate, maybe people from outside who are living around the estate, who are able to steal electricity, all that one is calculated into what you're paying in your estate. That's how it's done for postpaid. But prepaid is what I use. Now, nobody will advise me to put on my generator, to put on my electricity, or to put on my AC. Nobody. I already calculate in my head that at some point this will not be on, this will not be on, so I can manage it. But at the end of the day, I'm getting good power supply. The problem is you put people on those bands, and they're not getting good power supply, and you are billing them already. That's why a lot of Nigerians are quarreling.
Okay, wait.
But let's see this as a business.
There are two things.
Okay.
I think you're saying two things at the same time.
Okay.
The first part, people like me, right, where you get a bill.
Yeah.
Postpaid.
Yeah.
Right? You get a bill. That's where we're having issues. That's where, because I'm using electricity on their own. They provide the electricity. It's in my house.
Yes. Whether
and
you
now
like it or not.
Whether I don't like it or not.
Yeah.
Now, the prepaid, even though you're on band A, you can still regulate
how you use it.
How you use your band A. So if I says I'll give you 20 hours, thank you, I don't need 20 hours. I'll use only 5 hours for you. And I'll use the rest for battery, and I'll use the others for inverter. However it is, you decide. So you have control. Unfortunately, many of us don't have meters. So we're having to depend on this postpaid system that gives us electricity. We appreciate it, but now you're billing us extremely premium for it. So give us power, give us meter.
The thing is, if they're going to give you, if you're on band A, for instance, and they give you 5 hours, they will bill you for that 5 hours. It will still be high. It may not be 500K like you have now,
but it's 5 hours.
It will still be high. If they give you, but you see, the thing is, if they give you 20 hours and you're not buying diesel, you will.
It's a lot cheaper.
You will start to save money.
Yes.
You will start to save money because that diesel that you are buying is mad.
Don't go there.
Diesel, generator repairs, everything. And maybe you don't buy because of your
the noise of the generator.
All those ones, you know, they are
the fumes,
even you don't even need solar.
If they're
giving you the electricity, so all those expenses, all those additional expenses.
You can pay your electricity bill.
Now,
let me take let me pause. I think I have Stella. Stella, thanks for calling your live. I'm so sorry. I kept Stella on. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. So I was just thinking, right, with the postpaid, if government is still unable to meter people, then they have to find a way to, cut down the cost of electricity. Because I don't understand why many people still haven't gotten meters at this, till date. It should be widespread campaign to make sure that every house is metered, so that everybody understands that they are being fairly priced. Do you understand? If I'm on postpaid and I have to wait on estimations of, the electricity companies, and I'm supposed to get 20 hours, I'm not getting the 20 hours, and yet I'm getting bills like this. And it's not even just about having diesel gens or petrol gens or the inverters and things like that, because if you put it together, it will still come to about the same price. Like I'm looking at yours specifically, 480. If you had a prepaid meter, you had your gen, you had whatever, it will still amount to the same. Do you understand? The same amount. I don't think that there's any difference in costs really, because the
but I want to manage it better.
The tariffs are really high. So I think that government has to rethink this hike in tariffs and make sure that people are metered first. Then it will not be on the person using their lights, do you understand, to manage how they use it and how much it is that comes to them to pay. And then in that case, I don't think someone will come out and be screaming their heads off, because I understand that I have used my light based off on, how I've used it. And so the amount I'm getting, the fees I have to pay for it is based on how I'm using my light. But this postpaid thing, I was on postpaid for a long time, and I know how much the back and forth went, because it was not reflective of my use.
Exactly.
It was also reflective of the amount of electricity I was getting.
Let me take this call from Benita. Benita's been holding. Good morning. Thanks for calling, Benita.
Good morning.
Morning, yes.
I'm going to
Go ahead, we'll make it tea.
So in my previous house, we use solar in the morning.
Solar, okay.
I use solar all through. Then in the evening, I only use to cook when I come back from work. In the morning, when my children are going to school, I use the light. And after that, I switch to solar. So in a month, we're on band A. So in a month, we use total, we use about 25,000 naira.
Have you gotten April? Did you get April's bill? Have you gotten April's bill?
This was prepaid.
Prepaid, yeah. Prepaid, okay, prepaid.
I'm on prepaid, yes, yes.
Even
So
my
in
shop
2
I'm
weeks,
using
we use 5,000 naira.
Yeah, no fact.
So I got
I've just gotten our own.
Yes.
How much is the bill?
Is it killing?
They've sent it to you.
What's
Is
the
it
bill?
killing?
1 point.
Blood of Jesus.
Hey.
It's not bad though. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to 3 million before.
bad.
You got to 3 million before now. YK, it's not on this table.
No, but
You got to.
But it's a business. The business is paying for it.
Which
You know?
business?
When you're in your house and you're just chopping that money and you see that bill, it's different.
I don't even. Every day I come to the house and I'm confused. You know when you come to.
When you mentioned that bill, I was
Yes.
like, with the way you've started, putting off the ACs, making
Hopefully
sure
that will reflect in May.
Yes.
It's April. It's April that we were waiting for the. You know, it was 225 or 226.
Okay.
Then they moved down to 206 now.
Okay.
So I think this month of May to be 206 they multiply by. But I think in April they multiply by 225, which was the original tariff that they.
Okay, so are you saying that it would go down?
It's possible, but even though it shouldn't be that high because they're telling me I use 1,600 and something kilowatts, and I'm thinking where, how?
How? Hi.
And they had to multiply that. It was 1,609. I remember I did the calculation.
How many TVs do you have?
I have 2 televisions. I have 3, but only 2 are functional.
Fridges?
Only one freezer and one fridge. So freezer now, we're turning it off. So the freezer, what we do now is that we turn it off during the day.
You turn off your freezer.
Turn off your freezer during the day. So in the day, because you're open. No. Leave it at night.
So
it
you
freezes
have
overnight.
It freezes, right?
So it freezes overnight. So during the day, because they're opening and closing, we leave it off. So to conserve power.
Yeah.
Then I turn it on at night. So you stay for that 8 hours we're sleeping. It's frozen rock solid.
But they say the ACs, right? The ACs and the freezers are the main.
You're not in band A?
No, I'm not. I think I'm in bandwagon. Do you know I'm wishing I'm in band A? So even if I calculate band A, I'm going to be paying like 500,000 a month.
No, you're guessing that's what you'll be paying. Right?
700 though.
You don't have an idea how much I use for electricity.
People like us, we are very small.
We're plenty.
So why are you putting 500?
No, I said let's even assume.
Mama
Brown. It can be up to 1 million now.
Mama Brown is used to her small, pure lifestyle.
Yeah.
She doesn't use air conditioner. It's fan she uses. Okay. She only turns on. She and Mama Brown and Momo are in one room. All the rooms are empty. She's in her room and kitchen. That's it. Evening, she turns on the TV. They gave her 140,000 naira. How? How is that possible?
Postpaid as well.
She's going Magodo, same estate. 140,000 naira. She's just living room when she comes there in the evening.
That's the cost of electricity is what they're saying
yes.
now.
Electricity
so if you don't
expensive.
give me a meter, don't give me that cost.
That's
what
the
I'm
thing.
saying. Give me a meter. That's it. Give me a meter.
If you have prepared meter, you will know how to manage yourself.
By yourself. Nobody will advise you.
Once you see the thing, this reading,
nobody will tell you.
Yeah.
Because when you don't give me like
you switch off the AC. So
okay, go ahead. We also hope we get to a point where you can discuss with the people and say, it's 50,000 naira I have for the month, so give me electricity only worth 50,000 naira.
No, give me a meter.
Yes,
I'll manage it myself. You cannot be charging me for the hours that the electricity does not come. That's what happens with postpaid. That's why I don't like that thing at all. And then
we are getting postpaid.
Yes, and then for us to still not have meters, especially when you have applied for it, you are constantly going to the offices trying to get this meter.
Have
available. And then they'll be giving you bills like
even
this.
though I've used all the connection I can find. I'm so afraid
There's no connection.
No connection for this thing. No. Everybody has tried connection for bill. I don't have meter. We have been going back and forth for meter. We don't have meter.
But the truth is, everything is getting expensive.
Yeah. Not 500,000 naira bill.
No, everything.
From 120,000. Like I've never paid more than 120 in a month.
Everything is
now you multiply it.
Because you've been collecting subsidy on it.
No, I'm not collecting subsidy.
No, now.
So now you're paying off for all the subsidy.
Are you telling me that she can't pay 500,000 naira for a month of April for electricity?
How much do they buy hair? If you want to buy hair.
No, it's
not. Buy my hair every month.
No, you don't buy hair every month. But I'm just telling you that things are now expensive.
Yeah.
If we want to have cost-reflective prices on everything, we cough out the money.
It's hair expensive.
It's leave that matter. We will be ready to pay for the services.
You know what we need to do? All these wigs, we need to put fire.
Must come and jam for me because we're not paying that. They'll come and cut off the lights. In fact, let us even see if we can manage.
Darkness, Mariah.
We manage.
Your color with black.
We will manage.
Would you rather you have like an estate big gen that powers you 24/7 and then you're buying diesel over and over?
You buy diesel sometimes, but when
that diesel.
That one is
diesel go and get your power.
That one is what.
I think I have the color.
You see,
I have the color. Good morning. Thanks for calling. Grandma from Ikeja, you're live, ma.
Grandma.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma. And the ladies, how are you all?
Very well, ma.
Thank you.
Now, you ladies are talking and it seems you are having fun on this band here and band C and C. You don't want to imagine a retired husband, a retired wife, both grandpa and grandma in the house. There is solar, there is inverter, and we still use 50,000 for 2 weeks. You are not pitching us, so you are having fun discussing this thing. I don't know the meaning of band A as a band B.
Yeah.
You should address how they will bring it down.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Look at my scenario. Retired grandpa, grandma, 50,000 in 2 weeks.
Amen. Sorry, Grandma. I mean, you're right. We shouldn't be trivializing or laughing about this. This is serious money. As I'm speaking to you, I have not paid my bill, so it's not funny. And
what Grandma is saying?
Yeah.
What Grandma is saying is she's retired. That means she has no money coming. She's not earning, and you are giving her a bill of 50,000 every 2 weeks. How does she pay it?
Yeah.
How does she pay it?
Yeah.
You see, why I went to these people that bought when they privatized NEPA, why I went there is it's an investment. They are supposed to have done everything properly before they even start to say, we didn't beg you to buy NEPA from the government. We didn't beg you. Now you are you are using it to spoil our own. Why? So I can understand where Grandma is coming from.
Yeah.
But do you think we're being where they say you have your cake and eat it? Do you think that's what we're being, really? Because as we understand, things are getting expensive. Electricity is expensive. And so we are paying, for those using prepaid, is cost reflective. And we have said that over and over again, that we prefer cost reflective.
We'll pay it,
just give it to us. So now that they are giving it to us, should we still be complaining? Or really, we should be looking at ways to change our lifestyle. Secondly, for other countries, I think that have this, they are able to go, through different electricity companies and see which one works best for them, which prices work best for them. So I think that's where we need to start thinking.
Okay, thank you.
But the problem with Nigeria is that we're still trying to even sort out ground A level. Like those of you that have invested in the business, are you even doing everything necessary, especially investing in infrastructure to make sure
Thank you for taking the mind, because what I'm hearing you saying is even the solution. Yeah. How do we even fix this problem? What suggestions can we make? If I was going to make a suggestion to the government, first of all, we're paying 70 for premium, whatever it was, be in our estate. Now, from 70, you moved us to 225. Now you have reduced it to 206. That's way too high.
Yes, it is.
So I'm thinking, if you want to do it gradually, maybe until the government makes life more easier and comfortable for Nigeria, we can earn more. We can pay 225 maybe much later, but right now, increase it, maybe double it, 140 or 160. Not to 220 something.
Hold on first.
Gradually, make it gradual.
Is inflation gradual?
It's not.
So first of all, we need to see this as a business. We have over the years seen it as a welfare package because government has consistently been subsidizing it.
Wait, excuse me, wait. Let me first stop you there.
But when so wait.
So are there not things that government should subsidize us in? Because everything they said they want to remove subsidy. You remove subsidy for petrol. You have removed subsidy for electricity.
But we're not seeing
you have removed subsidy for food.
It's when a government is buoyant. YK. It's when a government is buoyant.
That they can subsidize.
Because in the 70s, they were subsidizing education.
Yes.
When they had money, they subsidized.
Boom era.
Now there's no money.
There's
We are
no money.
bankrupt.
Have I been in government before? Did I follow them to talk to you?
So
we are all getting, we're also bearing the brunt of it.
But here we are.
So now,
and none of them ever get charged. When they even
prosecuted. We are here now, YK.
When they even prosecute them and they jail them, they free them. Another president give them presidential pardon. So they are the ones. So I think you wonder why there's Yahoo.com. I mean Yahoo Plus. I mean what? Because they are just. It's a reflection of our society.
Yes.
Because they can see. Excuse me. Just explain me now. They can see that Nigeria has gotten bad, worse. Yeah. And then you see the people that are living large.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
Then you're wondering what example are you setting for your
YK.
That criminality pays.
This lamentation, everybody laments about in the house every day. But in the parties, in Biafra, we are all screaming the same thing. But how do we fix it?
Yes.
We can lament it tomorrow.
Yes, so zeroing back to the
Let's
solution.
get all the people that are under prosecution now.
That's one.
That's one.
Collect
all their money, give it to government.
Infrastructural investments.
Now,
we need money.
Yes, we need the sector, the electricity sector to be heavily invested on. And people who want to invest are also asking themselves, are we going to get anything out of this? No businessman wants to put money where you're not getting. Their policy stopping you from earning your profits and all of that. I like the idea. That's if they're even making now. I like the idea that you mentioned, which is we have different options. You can now choose, like the way you decide to use your telecommunication company. Either I'm using this particular one or that one, whichever is cheaper for me to get my data. But for us to get there, people who are investing must be able to get returns, and then more people will come in. There are lots of these rich men who are looking for businesses to do and where to put their money, but they are also skeptical about it. So we cannot keep allowing government to say, okay, we're going to subsidize and subsidize and subsidize. A lot of people will not be able to invest in this.
To get the power.
That's the truth of the matter.
God bless you.
If you give us prepaid, we can manage our life.
Yes, even my song.
Even if you increase the prices for us, I can choose that in a day we are using lights in this house just 2 hours.
So the real solution is the prepaid meter.
Yeah,
that's the real solution.
Yeah. Okay, what of a business like my own that they have said we are not entitled to prepaid meter?
Why are you not entitled?
That's why you don't go ask NEPA.
For households. Maybe because they are yet to get meters to all households, because households like Mariah should have gotten prepaid meters.
But they should support businesses.
And we know of many households who have said they have applied for it, they have waited and waited, and they still have not gotten this prepaid meter. And also there seems to be some sort of scam going on, as if you are insisting on keeping people on this postpaid because you are making a lot of money. We read in the papers and they said they make so much money based off on postpaid. You're paying for electricity that you haven't used. And so that amount of money, government has said that they were going to take that amount of money and use it. Now, use that money and invest in the infrastructure. Whether we like it or not, infrastructurally, our things are more, they are bad, really bad. And if we don't fix that, we cannot get more electricity. But that's also what the minister said. He said, those of you that did the investment, you have not invested in the infrastructure.
You're just not investing.
That's why I want to know what their profit, what their profit is. Well, that's it. They are business people. We keep saying that they're doing it for the profit. At whose cost? At what, to the detriment of many Nigerians. If we had I don't know, if they can give us like a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan of investing in infrastructure. No, I think where we are now is that we're saying states are able to provide electricity.
Exactly. Now that's another option. Good. States should go look internal and see how they can generate.
Secondly, we're talking of green energy. Let's invest in solar and things like that. So state level.
We can be shouting at Adelabu all we want, but the governors still have a role in this. Let me take a Kenneth's call from my God's Palace. I got Palace. I'm sorry. So thank you, Mariam, for reminding us of that. So we can, the NEC, Adelabu is one entity. But the truth is, Abia State is doing that, generating power. Lagos State is doing that in Alausa and the other places that are doing it. So we can actually look within and see how we can generate power. Yes, why got something?
No, they're not under the former. I don't know. They were not even allowed to generate power
No, the law has changed. The law has changed now.
So now, you are now telling state governments to now use all their money.
Not all their money. They invest.
Wait, they will invest.
Somebody said hydro earlier. If your state is near water, can you try and generate power? So there are different options.
I'm not saying that there are not options. Okay. There are.
That will also cost serious money too.
Not only will it cost serious, it will cost serious time. Some people will die before it comes. Because you will die from stress of NEPA.
Okay, you know why
NEPA will kill you.
Okay. You know why that is so sad to hear? Because I was watching a documentary recently, and this country, they are moving from solar panels to like solar little, because the panels take up so much space. I think they have gone further in providing better electricity for their country by looking for better and more mobile and durable ways, to provide electricity for their people. Meanwhile, we are still struggling with hydro. Oh, Kainji Dam is not bringing water. It has not rained in 6 months, as if we're in 1800s. Please.
We don't want to look inside now.
I was called. Good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Am I on?
Afuzim. Interesting name.
Autism.
Okay.
Autism.
Okay. What does it mean?
You're welcome.
Go ahead, sir.
Autism is ACHUSIM, not P.
Okay, they'll make it. They'll change it. Go ahead, sir.
It's Jenny, Mobiajulo, and Miriam.
Go ahead.
Okay, let me just continue to listen to your discourse this morning.
Okay.
The system has been designed that so if you are not up to date, you pay outrageously. That is the way it's designed. The money they are making is from the postpaid.
Yeah.
Because you can't determine your consumption. You just bring the bill to you and you have to pay. The last time I traveled to Texas, it was about precisely. My house was created by NCA, autonomous. I went to the NEPA office. I applied for 3 to 3 meters. In fact, the conditions they gave me is so weird that, okay, you come for the enumeration, you build the enumeration and every other thing. When am I getting my meter? It's from one story to the other, one story to the other.
Why can't you hear that today?
Okay, thank you. I lost that connection. I have this message from Engineer Tijani. Says, good morning, Morayo. The first thing the discos need to do is to improve on reducing energy theft. This is what is taking a large chunk of their revenue. Energy theft is huge and it should be dealt with. Unfortunately, the culprits are within the sector because the end users are not in isolation. Staff of discos are also involved. Yeah. If they can address that aspect and improve on their efficiency, including reduction in cable theft at the transformers, the cost will reduce and they'll be able to pay up their bills to GENCOs and TCM, because that's part of the problem. Aside from infrastructure issues, the discos are unable to get enough money to pay the discos and GENCOs and TSN. So is that cycle that continues? So somebody, we the customers are the ones that have to pay that. But we don't mind paying, but let us pay right. I don't mind paying consistently, but let me pay for what I'm consuming. What you're billing me is far above and beyond what I'm consuming.
So this is what Ehi is saying.
You see, Shebi, you say you don't mind paying. They just gave you a bill of 500K.
That for me, that is great.
First of all, she's not metered.
I'm not metered.
So secondly, the thing is high, but this is what someone here says. Ehi says, I'm one who said bring stable power and people will pay. I stand by that. However, still too many unmetered houses. This rate is hilariously high. If it really costs more to produce and distribute electricity here than in the US. So I don't know how much, but it seems that these rates are higher than that. Someone says that, Moses Lawal says, facts we mustn't miss. Every consumer must be metered. Bands must get the minimum hours expected for each band. Once you are in band A, no subsidy is paid for you. You bear the cost 100%. For bands B to E, your bills are subsidized in ascending order.
As I said, so I mean,
if you're not metered, how are you sure that
my estate is metered, right? So that meter in the estate, they now have something called a check meter. So each household is checked where you can actually multiply.
Is it metered postpaid or prepaid?
No, prepaid you pay. You pay before you start using it, and then your money is being deducted.
No.
So you're not postpaid, sorry.
They're estimating what comes into your transformer for that estate. And
and then they share it for us.
Like our house in Alagbole, we are prepared. So that's why you never hear me complain.
Yeah, because you use according to.
We use according to.
Yeah. In fact, you have a budget for it. You can budget for it.
Yeah,
like 100K I want to use, and then we'll use it that way.
Yeah, that makes all well of
So
sense.
get the meter.
Hey, but I'm looking for the meter.
All the connections.
All the connections are not giving me. They're not picking my calls again.
Any solve government problem. Very, very easy. Go, all the politicians and all the people that have chopped money, go and meet them. If you don't want to go to jail, return all the money. When you return it, invest it in a pack.
Okay, give me one politician that's one.
I can't. You want them to charge me for libel when they have not prosecuted anyone.
Yeah, so
they have not
so
prosecuted. Okay, I will give you one. So Darie, didn't they jail him?
Yeah.
He's been released.
He's been presidential pardon. Presidential pardon.
They should hold him for the money he.
So all the money that he stole now, he's saying that
they should have given him.
Yeah. That will pay for your meter. That will pay for your cost-reflective.
It was that was Plateau State's money that went back in Plateau State, not to come and pay Lagos State's meter.
But at least Plateau State will be able to do their NEPA now.
Yes. Grandma is upset with us. We are laughing about this thing.
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing.
I cannot allow Nigeria's problem to.
I'm not laughing.
Grandma understands that this laughter is not.
It's not like
joyful.
It's
that here we are again. What do we do and how do we move forward? Sometimes living in Nigeria, it needs you to deliberately laugh, or else you constantly
be depressed.
Some people, you know that I'm not joking when I say some people are dying when they get their bills. Because heart attack.
Bro, okay, my husband yesterday, me and after the Nicola Popat, we had a fight. Because he was crying already. I was not wondering what happened to you. He said, have you seen the bill? We've not paid it. So the thing is, the guy is constantly from Friday. He hasn't been himself.
And you're using
Saturday, I was using power. So this morning, he said, well, what are we going to do? But where are all your connections? I said, I don't have connection again, no. No connection. They're not picking my calls. This bill, this is what I'm going to be. This bill. So everybody's crying right now. I'm upset. It's not funny. Grandma, it's not saying I'm laughing. I am crying inside. Because I'm on TV, I have to just, but it's sad.
Fine face.
Because he was just, what was making you upset? Yeah. The guy is upset.
I told you the solution.
Anyways, that is all we can
for your band.
Go and collect all the people that have. And you know, it's not only politicians.
They have to go.
Okay, imagine if you're also renting that space.
Please, all the connections that I'm calling, please pick my call. I cannot pay 500,000.
What do you want the connection to do?
I don't even know.
You still pay it.
I will still pay. I have no choice. I have no choice. We have to pay it. But
you see why I cannot survive doing only one thing in this country? With salary, we pay NEPA bill alone.
That is all. No. That is all we can take on today's show.
Earning power, 0.
See you tomorrow.